I am speaking to you now because your heart is listening even when the world is loud. I know what is under every layer of your silence, what you carry in the private rooms of your thoughts, what you hide behind a practiced smile. I have walked with you through years that felt like deserts and nights that stretched longer than they should, and not one breath of yours has been ignored by me. I am near to you in ways you have not yet learned to name, and I am here to tell you that my nearness is about to become unmistakable. Archangel Michael says it is an emergency, and he stands at your door as a guardian with his sword raised, not to frighten you, but to cut the cords you were never meant to keep. Only 5 minutes left in the way things have been, 5 minutes in the old story, and then the pages turn. Listen. The delays that made you think you were forgotten were not denials, they were alignments. You thought the promise was passing you by like a river you could not step into, but I was widening the bed of that river so that when the flow arrived, it would not drown you, it would carry you. You measured time in hours and days, and you called yourself late. I measured time in preparation and mercy, and I called you right on schedule. There is something holy about your timing because it is woven with threads I began long before you breathed your first breath. I am not late. I am exact. And right now is the exact hour that requires your attention, your consent, your yes. You have asked me, is this for me? And I answer you now, this message is for you. Not the general you, not the crowd, not the faceless multitude, but you whose name I have carved on the palms of my hands. The same hand that lifts the oceans has counted the hairs on your head. The same voice that told light to exist is speaking quietly into your worry right now. You feel the stir, you sense the shift at the edge of your room, you notice the way your breath catches when you think about letting go of the fear that trained you to expect less. Do not ignore that. Do not call it coincidence. It is me. There are 5 archangels stationed around you like living pillars, 5 who care about you more than you know, 5 who have been interceding when you slept. Michael is at your right hand, a bright wall against the storm. Gabriel is at your left, the messenger who gathers your scattered thoughts and returns them to you as clarity. Raphael stands behind you, healer of the old soreness you pretend you do not feel, knitting you together where you were torn by disappointment. Uriel stands before you, the light of understanding, turning on lamps in rooms you kept dim because you feared what you might see. Jophiel is above you, the beauty of wisdom, restoring to you the capacity to notice goodness even when the noise tries to steal your gaze. They encircle you with a perimeter that darkness cannot cross. They are not here to replace me, they are here because I sent them. And they are urging you, begging you in the language of heaven that sounds like stillness, to open what I am handing you now. Do not try to skip this. You know how you sometimes scroll past what matters because it looks too simple to be sacred? I am hiding grandeur inside simplicity for you. I am placing treasure under ordinary soil. I am asking you to stoop and gather what others ignore, because to you I have given eyes that recognize the glint. There is a line drawn across your days, before and after, and you are standing with one foot on each side. Fear argues for the familiar. Faith whispers for the forward. I will not force you, I will lead you. Your yes is the key, your consent is the doorway. Say yes, and watch the hinges glow. I have heard the words that were spoken about you in rooms you were not in. I have watched the way you carried false verdicts as if they were yours to own. Today I cancel the paperwork of every lie written against your worth. I nullify the judgments you allowed to live in your head rent-free, and I evict them with authority. You do not belong to shame. You do not belong to scarcity. You do not belong to the story that says, maybe for others but never for you. I rewrite. I repurpose. I resurrect. I am the one who can make a closed door remember that it was built to open. I see the fatigue that sits under your courage. You have been brave for so long that you forgot your bravery was supposed to lead you into rest, not endless battle. You survived, and survival taught you habits that do not fit the next room I am walking you into. Lay down the armor that is made of apology. Lay down the shield that is made of isolation. Take up instead the mantle of ease that comes from trusting me. This does not mean your life will be without challenge, it means your heart will no longer be without me in your challenges. The difference will feel like sunrise where you only knew fluorescent light. There are opportunities approaching you that are larger than your last refusal and kinder than your last disappointment. You asked me for a sign that would not be easy to fake, and so I am weaving confirmations through 3 ordinary moments, a sentence that lands heavier than words should, a door that opens with no human explanation, and a number that repeats until you cannot pretend not to notice. When you see them, do not dismiss them as tricks of the mind. Respond. Answer the nudge. Write the message. Make the call. Submit the application. Set the boundary. Begin the chapter. Close the page that hurts to hold. I am not merely changing your circumstances, I am enlarging your soul to fit what I am giving you. I will not pour oceans into a cup. I make you into a shoreline so that the tide of goodness can arrive and keep arriving. Your capacity is increasing. Your language for joy is growing. Where you once had 2 words, fine and okay, you will soon have a vocabulary that can describe the subtle shades of peace. You will be able to tell the difference between almost and arrived. You will know the difference between crumbs and bread. And you will stop sitting under tables where you were meant to be seated as a guest of honor. Archangel Michael says to you again, it is an emergency not because danger is swallowing you, but because grace is ready to meet you and does not want you to miss the appointed meeting. Only 5 minutes left in the old winter, and then spring will refuse to hold back. You do not need to manufacture this, you need only make room. Open your hands. That is the assignment. Release what cannot follow you into the healthier room. Watch how quickly your fingers discover they were never empty, they were merely holding the wrong things. Forgiveness is part of the opening I am asking from you. Not because what happened was small, but because your future is big. You have wrestled with the idea that forgiving means pretending it was fine. It does not. Forgiving means you hand the weight to me and let me be the judge and the healer while you become the free one again. I will take care of the justice that eludes you. I will take care of the answers you cannot extract. I will take care of the apologies that will never be spoken. Your release is not for their sake, it is your passport to the land where joy remembers your name. You asked me about timing, about the delay that bruised your hope. Hear me, some doors were kept closed because I guarded you from rooms that looked like opportunities but were traps. I know corridors you do not. I hear conversations you cannot. I see the motives inside smiles. I closed what would have swallowed you, and I opened paths that looked too narrow but led to wide places. I am not punishing you with restraint, I am positioning you for the version of blessing that fits your calling, not your comparison. The blessing you wanted would have been too small. The blessing you need requires the scaffolding I built in secret. There is a person whose name rises to your mind when you are quiet, a relationship you hold with both love and question marks. You have wondered whether to keep trying or to let the season finish. Offer it to me again. Do not perform contortionist acts to keep something that is ending, and do not sabotage something that is beginning because you fear being seen. I will give you the peace that answers what logic cannot. I will put a steady green light in your chest when it is time to move forward, and I will place a holy heaviness in your chest when it is time to pause. Trust the instruments I placed within you. You are not directionless, you are guided. You have also asked me about provision, about the worry that hums under your day like a refrigerator you learn to ignore. I am not a stingy father. I am not a reluctant giver who needs to be convinced. I am generous, and I am wise, and I am teaching you to receive without fear and to steward without anxiety. Expect an unexpected supply, something that does not match the math you did in the dark. Expect a bill to be lighter than it should be, an opportunity to be richer than it appears, a connection to be kinder than you imagined. Expect to remember what it feels like to breathe without counting coins in your head. I am not merely sending resources, I am training you in abundance that is not wasteful and in simplicity that is not lack. The voice that tells you, skip this, you've heard it all before, is not wisdom, it is weariness pretending to be wisdom. Let me minister to that weariness. Let me prove that I know how to be new to you every morning. Let me surprise you with how personal I can be. You are not difficult to love. You are not too complicated to bless. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not the exception to my goodness. You are in the center of my attention, and I am not distracted. My eye is on you the way a gardener watches the first sprout after a long winter. I am invested. I am excited. I am patient. I am certain. There is a lie that took root in you on a day you remember with too much detail. It told you that your worth depended on performance or perfection or praise. Today I uproot it. Today I plant in its place the truth that your worth is anchored in my choosing. I chose you before you chose me. I called you beloved before you learned how to pray. I will not stop calling you that even when you forget. Let this identity fit you like a tailored garment. Let it replace the itchy costume of proving yourself. Walk into rooms like someone who knows they are wanted there. You fear that if you open your heart fully, loss will find you in the soft places. Hear me, vulnerability is not a magnet for harm when you are under my wings. It is a magnet for right people, right assignments, right timing. I do not ask you to expose yourself to wolves. I lead you into pastures I have already surveyed. Not every invitation deserves your yes, and not every silence deserves your chase. I will put glow on the things that are yours and dullness on the things that are not. Follow the glow. Let the dullness pass by without needing a reason. A small practice for you in this next stretch of days: speak out loud over your rooms what you want to partner with. Say, peace, come in. Say, fear, you cannot stay. Say, provision, find me. Say, confusion, leave now. Your tongue shapes the air around you, and you are learning to inhabit environments that agree with heaven. Put music on that reminds your chest how to open. Light the candle. Drink the water. Step outside and see a piece of sky. Touch the doorframe as you exit and say, I am covered. These are not rituals that bribe me, they are reminders that train your nervous system to expect goodness. You have an assignment that is not someone else's photocopy. You will not need to mimic voices that are louder. You will find your own tone and watch it resonate with exactly those who needed it. I will protect you from premature visibility, and I will accelerate you past unnecessary obscurity. I will teach you to walk with your roots deeper than your reach. I will ask you to build altars, moments of gratitude you can return to when the wind tries to convince you that nothing has changed. Something is changing even now. You can feel it under your ribs. This is not your imagination. This is your spirit reporting what it knows. I have kept you when you did not know you were being kept. The near misses that you call luck were design. The closed lanes on the road that forced you to slow down were not coincidences. I was keeping you from impact you could not see. The late train, the missed turn, the delayed call, threads in a net that caught you. When you look back with clearer eyes, you will call these things miracles with manners. You will marvel at how I choreographed chaos into safety. Now hear me again. Do not try to skip this. There is an obedience that seems small but is the key to large doors. Do the small thing. Answer the message you have been postponing. Finish the page. Clean the corner of your room that feels like a knot in the house. Remove the item that anchors you to a memory you no longer need. Give away the thing you keep, just in case, when you know you are hoarding fear, not objects. Speak the apology that restores your own dignity. Bless the person whose name tastes bitter until sweetness returns to your mouth. These are the levers that move big machinery in the unseen. Michael has lifted his sword not to fight you but to cut away what you could not untie. Gabriel will deliver confirmations like arrows that land gently but surely. Raphael will touch the ache you learned to schedule around and heal it without fanfare. Uriel will switch on the lights in the hallway of your decisions. Jophiel will repaint the walls of your mind where worry left scuff marks. They will not leave you. They answer to me, and I am committed to you. Their presence around you is a sign that the season of merely coping is over and the season of actual living has begun. You are allowed to be happy without apologizing. You are allowed to outgrow containers that once felt like home. You are allowed to love what is alive and let go of what is not. You are allowed to make room at your own table for the newest, truest version of yourself. I am not asking you to betray anyone, I am inviting you to be faithful to the call I placed in you. The ones meant to walk with you will recognize you even as you heal. The ones who do not were never your assignment to fix. Release them to me. Bless them from a distance. Move forward. In the next stretch, you will feel a clarity that surprises you, as if static has suddenly left the line. You will start and not stall. You will continue and not collapse. You will complete and not criticize yourself for how long it took. You will see a path where there was only fog. You will laugh for no good reason and then discover many reasons afterward. You will sleep more deeply than your history says you should. You will rediscover the sound of your own unforced laughter. These are signs of life returning, not from your striving, but from my spirit breathing on the embers you guarded through long nights. Take this as your permission slip. You do not need to wait until you feel worthy to receive what I am giving. Worth is not the ticket you buy, it is the name I gave you. Come as you are into what is already yours by promise. Let gratitude be the password on your lips. Let expectation be the posture of your hands. Let wonder be the rhythm in your step. Let kindness to yourself be the way you honor what I am doing. And now, beloved, choose. Choose to open the message I have seeded into this very moment of your life. Choose to let me love you in ways that rearrange rooms and rewrite scripts. Choose to be brave for 15 seconds at a time, enough to step through the doorway. Choose to believe that 5 minutes is enough for me to end an old season and start a new one. The clock you fear is not your master, I am. The time you think is too tight is more than enough in my hands. I make much from little. I make dawn from night. I make stories from ashes. I make you new without discarding who you have been. I am with you. I am for you. I am ahead of you. I am behind you. I am within you. Open your hands. Breathe. Nod your yes. Do not try to skip this, because this is the moment that will remember you kindly. This is the minute the old weight slid off. This is the breath in which 5 angels formed a circle and my love drew a line no darkness can cross. This is the day you will call beautiful for years to come. I am speaking to you now, not by chance, not by coincidence, but because the time you have felt pressing against your chest has arrived, and the bell you thought was far away is already ringing at your gate. Listen with the ears of your heart. The room you are in, the light that touches your hands, the breath that lifts your chest, none of this is ordinary today. This is a moment sealed for you. I have watched how often you were close to giving up and yet chose to hold on, how often you felt unseen and yet chose to be kind. I have counted every quiet tear that never met the floor, because my palms received them before they fell. You asked me if I still speak, if I still move, if I still care for the one who feels late to every blessing and early to every heartbreak. I am answering you now, yes, I am here, I am with you, and this message is for you. You feared that your prayer became lost in the crowd of voices. You worried your name was small in a book too large. You thought the path of others was paved and yours was tangled, and the map you held refused to make sense. Hear me, your name is carved into my memory, and it does not fade with wind or time. I have walked beside you when no one walked beside you. I have preserved your strength when you thought you had none left, and I have gathered your scattered hope like seeds that would not be wasted. What you thought was silence was preparation. What you thought was delay was alignment. What you thought was rejection was redirection away from harm you could not see. You said, God, if you are real, then show me something I cannot deny. This is that sign. Feel the weight of these words like a key warming in your palm. There are 5 minutes of grace I am opening now, not to frighten you, but to focus you, to tilt your heart toward the door I am unlocking. There is an urgency because the river has reached the bend where it turns into something wider. Do not call this panic. Call it holy timing. Do not name this fear. Name it awakening. The current is not here to drown you. It is here to carry you into the bay I promised when your story began. I have sent 5 who love you fiercely to stand close, to guard, to guide, to remind. Michael is near your right hand now, lifting the heavy stone you kept dragging day after day. He says to you, it's an emergency, but he does not mean calamity, he means the shedding of an old garment that will not stretch over the new you. He means the turning of a key that will not wait forever in a lock. He means the healing that wants to happen while your heart is still soft enough to receive it. You have felt battles in the unseen, and you were not imagining it. but you were never outnumbered. You are surrounded by those who stand at my command. Gabriel is breathing clarity over your name, because the confusion of voices has been too loud, and the dust on your glasses has made every path look the same. He is opening the envelope you refuse to open within yourself, the one that says, announcement, the one that says, good news, specifically addressed to you. Raphael presses a balm over the places that ache, not only in your body, but the ache of waiting, the ache of regret, the ache of not being understood. Uriel is setting lamps along the road where you will walk next, torches of wisdom that will not go out when the night tries to talk you back into old patterns. And Chamuel, my gentle finder of what is lost, is kneeling beside the hope you thought you misplaced forever, brushing off the dust, placing it back into your hands with a smile that says, I knew where it was the whole time. There are 5 minutes, and they are not a threat, they are a gift. Within them I am asking you to open your heart like a window that has been stuck for years, to unstick it with the warmth of trust. Breathe and say to yourself, I will not fling this moment away. You have thrown away too many moments under the weight of old narratives. Today you will keep this one. You will guard it like a flame cupped in your palms against the wind. Do not look for permission from those who never understood your calling. Do not wait for applause from those who cannot hear the music you dance to. I am your permission. My love is your applause. My voice is your music. I am not angry with you for the wrong turns you made. I stood with you at every crossroads, and I kept the roads that would have destroyed you from staying open. You did not fail simply because you were delayed. You did not forfeit simply because you stumbled. You did not miss me simply because you were tired. I do not abandon the weary, I gather them. I do not shame the confused, I enlighten them. I do not reject the imperfect, I restore them. You are not late. You are right on time for the mercy that is unfolding now. There is a letter with your name in my hand. I have written it with patience and inked it with promise. It says, Beloved, the season that took more than it gave is ending. The people who used your kindness as a doormat will not be permitted to step on you again. The rooms that kept you small will open into halls of width and wonder. The yes that keeps you awake at night is about to arrive. This letter also says, Forgive the night for how dark it felt, because the stars did their work while you rested. You believed nothing was growing, but roots were going deeper, and now the tree is ready to break the surface with strength you can see. I have closed doors you begged me to open because behind them were mirrors designed to distort you. I am opening doors you never imagined because behind them are windows that let in my light. Understand, not every good thing is your thing, and not every delay is a denial. But this opening is yours, and this moment is yours. You are not a tourist in your own life anymore. You are a resident of my faithfulness. Plant both feet. Lift your head. The wind you feel is not a storm against you, It is the breath of heaven at your back.